Hello and welcome back to Marvel Puzzle Quest with me, P.I. McLeod, and we're going to catch up on a couple things today, and you might be surprised at what it is, because if you've been following my pattern, I don't have one. I do. It's called procrastination. That's my pattern. Well, hey, let's hit this up first since she's here. Riri Williams, Ironheart 3.0 is in the game. We got 5-star Riri here. Are you excited? Maybe. I've heard a lot of people downplaying her so far, but I don't know if they're seeing what I'm seeing. If you've been following my channel at all, you know that I like to look deeper into the character and try to see something beyond just, oh, she hits hard. Like, that's base. You can get around that with a good stun, you know. Anyways, so this intelligent design thing, her blue is kind of like the center point of some of this stuff here. It only costs 4. I want to keep that in mind. 4. Now, if we put it up to 5, it's cool. I mean, we might as well just put it there, because that's where most people are looking at, right? Okay. 3 2-turn blue suppression devices things, and, hey, 1 second here. What was that, John? You were just watching a video with both 5-star Thors? Yeah, I could see, oh, wow, with Riri? Well, okay. Yes, Mighty Thor and Riri, the new Riri, definitely go together, and I'll get into that. And you probably saw why, John, but let's just cover that. So 3 2-turn blue suppression device, blah, blah, blahs. These repeaters deal some damage, create a strength, blah, projectile, adds 4 overcharge points, okay? The main point here is her passive. So if she gets 10 overcharge points, she creates a 4-turn short circuit countdown tile, which disables her abilities. Literally, all 3 of her abilities are moot. They just kind of get locked, okay? Every turn, and when Riri makes a match 4 or higher, she loses 1 overcharge point. It's already been discussed on the forums that when that short circuit countdown tile goes away, her overcharge is reset back to 0, okay? So that's how it should work. Okay, so cross your fingers that there's no glitches, right? Anyways, Repulsor Charge only costs 3. The other one only costs 4. When you keep that in mind, only 3 red. That's really stupid cheap in this game. So choose to fire standard or overcharged. Let's just crank it up to level 5 there. Standard Blast deals damage to one guy. The overcharge one deals damage to the enemy team. The damage to the enemy team, if you do the math, is actually more than a single hit, but it's obviously spread. And it adds 3 overcharge points, but if you do the team hit one, it doubles that. So it's 6 overcharge points, okay? It also converts 4 random blue, green, or red basic tiles to charge tiles. You're getting 4 charge tiles for the cost of 3 red. Okay, you swallowing that yet? And finally, the green. 4 green. Once again, 4 blue, 3 red, 4 green. This is the cheapest character in the game now. It's ridiculous. Besides, hi, Man Bear. I love it. Thank you. She has the cheapest power set by far. And that's like comparing to the likes of people with like Legion, who has a bunch of 6s across all the covers. You know, even Vision, who has 2 5s, at least one of his powers is a 10. This is a 4-3-4. It's ridiculous. Anyways, she goes airborne for a turn, launches a sonic express, blah 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 blah, stuns up to 3 enemies for a turn. That's the whole enemy team. So you get a whole team stun for 1 turn. Add 5 overcharge. Let's just crank it up, shall we? Adds 4 overcharge points for every 5 enemy projectiles on the board. Enemies prepares, and random enemies not stunned. Basically, in other words, if you're going against Beta Ray Bill / Polaris teams, it probably won't work as well. I want to get back to why she works with Mighty Thor so well. Intelligent design creates a short circuit countdown tile. What does Mighty Thor do as a passive? Shoot. She destroys all countdowns, strikes, protects, doesn't care who they belong to, and she destroys them based on how many charge tiles are out there. Have you read what these abilities do? They put charge tiles out on the board in great number for the cost. Cheap cost. 4 blue, 3 red, 4 green. Cheap cost, lots of charge tiles. Mighty Thor is going to go crazy destroying things on the board, which honestly, if the enemy actually has has projectiles out there to prevent your green. They won't anymore because of Mighty Thor. So I don't see why they wouldn't be a team to get go. All of a sudden she overcharges. Mighty Thor gets rid of the overcharge. She's back to normal state, firing off again. I feel like it's worrisome. This green is here because Mighty Thor doesn't use green. So this only 4 green, all you're going to do is fire this off, and now Chasm, Immortal Hulk, She-Hulk, they're all stunned? They literally are stunned? You could actually kill them at that point in time because they're stunned. That's kind of crazy. I feel like there's something here about nerfing or breaking the meta of the immortal zombie team that we have going on right now. So anyways, enough about that, right? Let's get back to the game that we wanted to play today, which is, let's catch up on the Crash of the Titans. What? I usually don't do this till like Saturdays or Sundays. But I'm going to be gone for a couple days, so let's do it now. So, thanks, Man Bear. Yeah, right, John? No more zombies. I mean, Silver Surfer's remake is doing a good job of getting rid of zombies. I love booting Immortal Hulk into the abyss with the Silver Surfer now, but it's still expensive, so it's not necessarily the best case scenario. Anyways, let's get into it. Crash the Titans #1 against Dazzler, with who's cheating. She's cheating. You know why she's cheating? I'm gonna bet you right now, because she was president in some of the X-Men comics. You know that Dazzler went on to be president? It's kind of ridiculous. Anyways, that's why she's cheating. She's got 555 going on here. When she was first introduced to the game, she was kind of introduced as a like 4-star rocket nullifier. She was like your way to get around 4-star rocket, but the problem with when they introduced her is she was so late to the game that everyone's rocket that was out there was so much higher in level that Dazzler didn't matter anymore. Why was she an anti-4-star rocket? It was simple, because what her black says, and it's named Survivor because she's a dancer and song singer person, Anyway, Survivor says that for every 2 strike, protect, attack tiles you have out there, when you, as in Dazzler, not your teammates, when you take so much of a damage of a hit, you nullify, you take the hit, of course, but you stun the opposing, the person that hits you for, like, I think it's like 1 turn for every 2 tiles you have out there, and it removes some enemy tiles too. So she was anti-rocket, but you needed to use a rocket on your team to get those strike tiles out there. And it's beautiful when it works right. But the problem is Dazzler has to be in front. She has to tank the hit in order to do it. And because everyone had 4-star rocket highly leveled, because he was meta for a long time, Dazzler never really got to shine. It's kind of a shame. But it does work if you do get her to tank over him. That's why they made her support the pocket radio. It boosts black, red, and green damage, if you notice. That way she'll actually tank over Rocket if you put her support on her. But that's a big if, right? A lot of people don't use the supports as they were intended. So, anyways, what else happens with her? Her red does, like, some damage, puts out some strikes, tiles, no big deal there. Her green does a team damage hit based on tiles you have out there. It's simple, but it's expensive. Her greens and her reds are like 9 and 10 or something along those lines, but the point is, she's a little expensive to get this done. The only thing you have to worry about is if she does get a bunch of tiles out, which her red can help her with, that Survivor will leave you stunned, and you could be at her mercy. But just don't let her do that. Simple, right? Anyways, what are we going to do? We're going to get into this with Jubilee, who is another pricey X-Men character. So, Jubilee is the eternal underdog in this game, and I say that literally because of her ability, the heart of the team. Heart of the team's passive states that whenever Jubilee makes a match, if she has less health than the target, you deal extra damage. And that's a lot of extra damage. It's really good for underdog play. But the problem with that, and this is my personal problem, maybe you feel differently about it, I don't like playing a game where I have to be behind in order to get the best out of it. I don't plan to be losing. Who plans to lose? So, no. I don't really play with that. However, since it is such a good ability when you are losing, I don't mind putting up to 5, because let's just say the opponent gets a lucky cascade and we know the computer can do that at a moment's notice. It's nice to have it in your back pocket. If there are also at least 2 charge tiles on a board, this applies to your allies. So in other words, if your allies are behind on health, all of a sudden you're dealing out a bunch more damage with everything they do. It's not bad, it's just, I don't like planning on losing. That's just not how I roll. But anyways, I digress. Moving on, Light Show. She was one of the first characters, one of the earliest characters in the game, okay, that got the ability to randomly change the colors of tiles. Now you might not think that'd be a big deal, but stand back and look at that for a minute. Randomly change the colors of the 3x3 blocks surrounding 2 chosen basic tiles. So you pick basic tiles, right? But the surrounding tiles get changed in color too. That means, is it a countdown, a repeater, a trap tile? What type of tile is it? Doesn't matter. It changes the color of them. You can literally ruin someone's plan by changing the color of certain chosen tiles, and now it's more matchable than it used to be. Maybe. It's random after all. You can't really plan on it. But it makes a big difference if you have like some red tile locked away in the bottom surrounded by blues, greens, yellows, etc. Now you can change the colors and make it potentially more matchable. It also does a decent amount of damage and stuns 2 random enemies for 2 turns. It's actually pretty decent. It just costs 10 purple. So, you know, it's going to take you a few turns to get that, and that's if you're lucky. Finally, there's Roman Candle. Costs 9. Creates 3 charge tiles. I'm going to put up to 5 so you can see what it could do at best. But creates 4 charge tiles. I apologize. Replaces enemy strike, protect, or attack tiles. Deals damage to enemy team. It's not bad. It's her way of putting out charge tiles. And may I remind you, she came out into the game when charge tiles were not so prevalent. Nowadays, charge tiles, you can find them on every nook and cranny. Characters make them very easily. Heck, some of them make them passively, like, every turn. But she was back in the time when charge tiles were new and special, so that's why it looks so, well, lame. So I put this down to level 3 because I'm not relying on it. It does replace enemy tiles, which is kind of cool. I don't mind that, but I'd rather stick to the 2-man stun with Light Show, and if I get behind, I got Heart of the Team to back me up. That's really all I need, especially because it's a one-on-one fight. I don't need to rely on charge tiles because Heart of the Team is going to work for me as is. Okay. In the end, just as a side note, I wouldn't use Jubilee for too many builds. She doesn't have too much to offer unless you are really keen on doing an underdog build. But that's just my take on it. So let's go. Jubilee, the master of fireworks and pyrotechnics, versus Dazzler, the songstress and dance queen. Okay? Go. One-on-one fight means we turn on the animations. We want greens, we want purples. The rest we don't care, and we really would like, you know, greens are okay, but we really want those purples. Come on, 2-turn stuns. Also like cascades. Now, our greens overlap each other, and she's gonna probably be able to fire off a green more in a better time than I will, because let's face it, I don't care about the green as much. But if I can get that purple off, who cares, right? There she goes. Did some damage, but even though she was at level 5, it wasn't that big of a deal. I just want to reiterate, she fired off her green that's at level 5. It still only did that much damage. Oh, it cost 7. I apologize. I thought it was more expensive. But still, only does that much damage, plus damage for every friendly special tile on this team, on the screen. She doesn't have any right now. That green is nothing to fear right now. If anything, please knock me down so I can use my Heart of the Team. I guess I'll take the red, because I'd rather have it than her, right? That actually gives her special tiles, don't forget. Takes more team up because it does damage. Wow. They're really not giving me too much, are they? I'll take the green. I mean, sure, why not, right? It shuffled the board and we still don't have any purple matches. I guess I'll do this just to get those reds out of there. So expensive, we still haven't got to fire off one of our powers yet. Now we can fire off that purple. Okay, let's throw off our own light show. Oh, that's right, choose the tiles. What do we want to change? Let's see, we get a purple to appear there. And maybe a purple to appear... Man, there's purple scattered everywhere. I don't know, like right here. I know there's a little bit of overlap, but whatever. Whee, fireworks. Okay, we need just some green, and we can fire that off too. That way we get to see all of her animations. Roman candle. I'm sorry, wait, what? At least 5. Oh, there's... It didn't kill her because there wasn't at least 5 charge tiles on the board. So it just made charge tiles. No big deal. She's dead in moments. We'll take the purple to start because that's the actual damage. And we'll match that because it's a match 4. Why not, right? God, she might get another light show if this works out this way. Nope. One more match and she's done. Bye-bye. Hey, Man Bear. It's called lo-fi. Get cultured. Oh, man. We got our legendary token from that, and Dazzler is no more. At least not for now. One more to do, though. Crash of the Titans featuring Human Torch. He's cheating as well. I guess we're using pyrotechnics against the original Pyro. Remember, Human Torch, this 4-star version of him, is the first, like one of the first Marvel characters ever made. Jim Hammond. Not the Human Torch associated with the Fantastic Four. Nice, Man Bear. This Human Torch, though, was, I'll have to say, is a lot better than the 2 and the 3-star version, and not just because of the better star value. He came out to the game when repeaters were starting to be pushed on us, to, you know, like, hey guys, repeaters are cool, you should use them more, and they made this guy, and his repeaters aren't bad, to be quite honest. He still never became meta, but he is definitely, decent. You can make a team around him, especially if you put in Shuri or Lizard, you know, people to abuse the repeater nature of them. Anyways, oh yeah, and the fact that he fortifies things, let me get that into that as well. His yellow is a passive. If an ally fires a power, he creates some strike tiles on the board and fortifies repeaters. His green only costs 5, does damage each turn, and then creates a duplicate of itself somewhere else on the board. So, and it does it up to 5 of them. It's called Wildfire, and it spreads. I see what they did there. So once you get 5 of them, it won't spread anymore, but it will do that damage. It's damage per tile. His red is a little more pricey. I want to say it's like 8, if I remember correctly, something along those lines. It does damage, a decent chunk of damage, and then more damage based on how many repeaters are out there, and destroys them. So you lose your repeaters, but it does damage based on them, and it's actually decent damage. Here's the fun kicker. If you get those greens fortified, which is what his yellow helps you with, you're not really destroying them. You're just getting rid of the shields. So you get all the damage from the red, keep the greens. It's a win-win-win-win. So Human Torch can be an actual nuisance to fight against when he has allies helping him like that. Well, there's no allies in this fight. It's a one-on-one. So we're going to take it to him, except for the fact that it is Jubilee. So I don't know how much we're going to take to him. I'm going to heal her up, though. And let's see how she plays against this. Problem is, Human Torch has cheap abilities. Dazzler didn't. So could get the upper hand on us easily. Thankfully, he has a lot less hit points. Remember, I need purple and I need green. So I'm going to match this purple right there. Even though it's going to give him a match 4, the match 4 is only in blue. And he doesn't use blue, so what do I care? Okay, he got a little yellow and black, which he doesn't use any of it. Just to show that yellow is a passive. He's not going to use it. Let's go with... I don't see green. I don't see purple. So let's get rid of the red so he can't use it. So he can match the yellow all day long. He's not going to get anything out of it. I'll take that green and red with that match 5, though. Definitely. I'm scared to let him have too much green, though. I don't want that wildfire taking over. But at the same time, maybe that makes the light of the heart of the team pull off, you know? So, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Let's go for it. Let him have the green. Let's see if Wildfire pushes us to new levels with Jubilee. I'm sorry, John, what was that? Any idea when the Legendary Store update is due? Ooh, not for a little bit. First things first, I'm just thinking out loud here. We just got Riri 5.0 dropped in. We got her HP store, and then beyond that, let's see, I'm trying to think about this out loud. After, 7 days, after like a week that she's in there, then the CP store usually pops up. I don't have like hard numbers on when this will happen, when it'll take place, but usually it doesn't happen like until like at least a week into that HP store. And even then, that's just the CP store. That's not when the Legendary store will change. It's going to be a while. Let's just put it that way. It's going to be a while before the latest Legends change. If anything, it's just more time to build up your CP and your Legendary tokens, you know? Do I fire this now or do I wait? I feel like if we wait for 18, we might be able to actually see the damage from it. I'm going to see if we could do that. Although he might not live long enough. Maybe. Okay, wait, we got 18 now. Let's see this play out. We're gonna hit him with this Roman candle. I'm sorry, what was that? Man Bear phrasing to get to him. Okay. John, was that right? Arcade comes first, right? Yeah, it would be Arcade next. We haven't seen him in a while, and it's been radio silent for a bit when it comes to Arcade. So yeah, he's definitely next. Probably, I would assume next week, since Riri's in there now. I would assume next week. Another Roman candle. There you go. See the damage hit now, because we have 6 charge tiles up there. Yay, Jubilee, you did something. Now we're just gonna finish him with a light show. I'm gonna throw on some Dead Mouse and let the dubstep take him over. There we go. You know, I'm actually excited to see 5-star Arcade in action with more covers. I know some people say he's a dud, but I like the idea that 5-star Mighty Thor doesn't target trap tiles. So, like, you're basically destroying all the tiles around the trap tiles and just, I don't know, having them settle. It could be fun if done right. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dreaming too much, but I want to try it out. Anyways, that was Jubilee's Crashes of the Titan. So hopefully we don't have to use her again for a while. With over 100 4-star characters, I'm sure we won't, though. But that's that. We're good. We did what we need to do. I won't have to worry about a poll session for a few days because Riri just joined. So when I come on back from a little vacation I'm going on here for a few days, I'll see you guys again with probably a new Crash the Titans and probably a poll vid. We're just crossing our fingers when Arcade joins in, right? There's probably details on that on the official forums if you really want to look, but I don't know. Sometimes it's fun just to wait in suspense. That's just me, though. Okay, guys, I gotta get going. Thanks, John. I'll talk to you later, and you too, Man Bear. Don't leave me. You'll be fine, buddy. Later, y'all.